I want to welcome you to Dream Chasers Radio with me, your host, Yaya Diamond. What's up, peoples? Okay, listen, you see these? Okay, so my next guest loves earrings, and we had to go all out today for her and make sure that she is so happy and pleased with the earring selection that I chose today. Some really beautiful antique amethyst earrings, and they are gorgeous antique. I barely wear them. So Miss Gloria loves them, and that's why we have them on today. And I want to welcome Miss Gloria to the show. Thank you so much for joining me.
I am so glad to be here. It is an honor. It is such an honor to be with you.
Oh, the honor is mine, believe me, and you can't have it.
Okay.
So I'm so happy that you're here. Tell me about yourself. Tell me how you got started writing. I mean, was this something you always wanted to do?
I started writing when I was maybe 10. And it was something that just piqued my interest because I'm a book lover. I'm a reader. I am an absorber of knowledge in many genres. And when I started writing and I read it back to myself, I thought, oh, this is good. But that was my opinion. So when I started showing it to some people as I got older, and I started writing when I was in high school in poetry class or in English class. And I got really good responses. And when I was getting those good responses, of course, being the Leo that I am, I really liked to, hear what people were saying. But the thing I liked more than anything else is the fact that they said I had something to say. And that started when I was about 15 years old. And from that time, I have been writing and just going further and further into it. Did my first book back in 1998, I believe it was, or prior to that. And then I just kept going. I've done workbooks, I've done outlines for businesses and all of that. And I just love to write. I just love it, love it, love it. And the more I write, the more information I retrieve. And I will say I am a minister, twice ordained. So I will say revelatory knowledge as well. And I have books of sermons that I'm getting ready to put out as well. So this is just what I love to do.
Amazing. Wow. Knowing this so young, how did this affect your long-term view of yourself? Because a lot of people don't know what they want to do when they're so young, but you kind of had an idea.
I have always enjoyed music, theater, the spoken word, the written word, always. And at a young age, affecting me, I knew that if I had problems, I could write it down. If I had things I wanted, if I was frustrated, I could write it out. And I guess that's why the calmness that I have today, it's been happening a lot of years, because some people will tell me, they'll even come to my home and say, well, so peaceful here. It is just so calm. I said, that is because I don't let distractions take me away. And in the event they start, then I have notebooks in my house so thick. I mean, just so deep, knee deep. If you stack the papers up in my house in the writing, my children used to tell me, it's like, Mom, you're going to have to, this is a fire hazard. You cannot have all this paper in the house. You cannot have this. And when I looked at it and I thought about it, I said, well, it is the truth, because I write all the time.
Wow. And okay, so having all of these notebooks in your house, have you ever published anything in those notebooks?
Yes, this book here.
Awesome. So,
yes.
Okay, so let's talk about your book. Because I mean, literally there's just so many different things that we could talk about today, but I really want to go into your book. I love it when authors come on the show and they present their books. It comes from deep within, and it's so intriguing to me that an entire book can come from a brain. I love it. I know I'm silly, but we do have some chapters we want to talk about too.
Well, the thing with writing this book started 25 years ago, approximately. And the reason it started 25 years ago is because I used to be a social worker. I used to be the director of social work in New York. And I saw so many of the characters treatments that I have in the book. I saw so many of them. The abuse, I saw the neglect, I saw all of that. And then in the beginning of my book, I talk about my daughter who had an episode while she was here of breaking up with her long-term person.
Oh my gosh.
And she's standing there with the tears rolling down her face. And I'm thinking, okay, I need to get my book out because I know from experience, there are more people going through what she has gone through and don't really realize what kind of situation they keep putting themselves into. And that's why when I talk in the book about, are you deaf, dumb, blind, or just plain stupid? They yeah, I love it. It's right on the front cover. And excuse me, it just let me realize that there's so much of that going on. And it can be, the new dumb, if you're, 16, 17, or it could be the old dumb if you're 75 or 80. So, you have this, so you have the old, you have all of that going on. Wow. And when you have that going on, and then with my background in psychology, a lot of this is, of course, psychologically induced. So, and people don't understand, and that's the book.
Wow. And okay, so I kind of noticed you said the new dumb or the old dumb, but Generation X doesn't care.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so dangerous.
Yeah. And I'm Generation X, and it's like, okay, so you're what? Oh, okay. You're going to get over that, right? I mean, it's like literally we're like, just get over it.
Yeah. But I have to share something with you. I'm of the get over it generation as well. And like I said, I'm 77 years old.
Right.
Take it. My theory is take it or leave it, whichever way, whatever suits you. I'm good with it.
That's right.
Because I'm good with me. So if I'm good with me, whatever you're saying, it's really of no consequence. And that's why I also talk about no is a complete sentence.
It is a complete sentence. Hello.
And always has been. So
yes.
So if I tell you no, well, can we talk about no?
I love it because my mom is from your generation as well. And it's like my mom taught me, she's like, look, like you just said, no is a complete sentence. It means no, there's a period after it. It is an English no with a period.
That's right.
No.
And I love your mom, her music. I was jamming to, I shouldn't say I was jamming to it the other day, but I had, when your name just brought back so many memories. Wow. Really, yeah. Sitting in my la waiting for my yeah. I said, do you? And I played the whole thing. And my neighbors probably said, okay, what has happened to this old preacher? What is wrong with her? Do you hear what she's playing? Yeah, and I love it. Anyway, I just had to get that in because your name just a flood of memories, and then watching your mother's videos, and it's like, wow, this is really something for me. So
yeah, and my mom is my hero. She's a single mother, so she raised me on the road with hit songs by herself.
Wow, bless her heart. Bless her heart.
And it was difficult for her, I'm sure, because education was always on the road. I mean, it was difficult, but she did it, and she raised me, and I love the way I came out. I absolutely love it. I just love what I do, and I love my mom, and she's my hero.
You're so good at it, and apparently she did a stellar job, just like you're doing a stellar job now. Absolutely,
she did. I'm very appreciative.
But you can see the fruits of your labor. I mean, you can see it, and the way you're going and moving about, in the stratosphere. That's where I put you, and it's just a wonderful thing. It's just okay. Can I come up? Can I come up a little bit, please? Thank you.
Well, come on up here, darling. Wherever this may be, I have no idea where you put me, but wherever that is, you and me can stand side by side. I mean, you can go in front of me. I don't care.
See, and that's the way I am. I want to help as many people move positively as I can. And this is what, like, I'm about kingdom building. That's what I'm about. God, the people of the kingdom. That's it.
And
there's a lot of us.
Definitely. And so, okay, so let's get back to your book, because I really want to go over a couple of chapters. I know you have some chapters here. In chapter 1, I love this. It says, get an understanding and stop GYLA, which equals giving your life away. What is that?
Well, let me start with this little scenario. When you are born, you are your parents' child. And when you get older, you possibly become someone's wife. After that, you possibly will become someone's mom. In those 3 scenarios, you're a daughter, a wife, a mom. Where did you go?
Yeah.
What happened to your persona? What happened to your personality?
Come on.
And
okay.
And that's why giving your life away, and it happens in stages.
Mm-hmm.
And because it happens in stages, by the time we get to the end of our life, we're looking back at ourselves and we're saying, what just happened? Where did I go? Where did my voice go? When did I stop being able to be heard? It was so interesting. I could not wait to get out of my parents' house. When I get out of your house, I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And there is nothing you can tell me. Now, mind you, when I was in my parents' house, my curfew was midnight. When I got married, my curfew was 10 p.m. Really? How did that happen? What do you mean 10 o'clock? I am grown. Why do I have to be in at 10? But wow. That's what happens. And we're so eager to be part of something, to be in a relationship, to have someone. We're just that, because that's the way we are built. We're just built like that. That's our constructive genes. That's what's in it. Mm-hmm. But when you get to the place where you have given so much of yourself away, there's none of you left, and you are trying to gain it and get it back because you have listened to some foolishness that someone else has told you. Come on. And then after you've listened to that foolishness, you find it has taken you right back into the trap you were in before. And and with you being in that trap, okay, so how do I get out of this exactly? Well, let's go back to how you got into it exactly. Because you are the one that kept giving pieces of yourself away, and you gave it away willingly. And people don't even have to argue with us for us to give ourselves away. And you giving your life away, and then you find yourself empty, depleted, and you're looking. Okay, well, I wanted to do this. Well, why didn't you do it? And I have another book coming out, and that book talks about, is it an excuse, or is it, excuse me, reality? Mm-hmm. What are the excuses that you're making for yourself to be here?
Come on.
What are those? What are you saying for you to be in the place you're in? And another thing is with this is, come back. Come back.
You just got me. Oh, child, you got me over here. Oh, come on.
Now, let me just throw another little scenario in about that. Mm-hmm. And in the book, in my book, in chapter, can I go to a chapter? Is that okay?
Yes. Okay. Please, go ahead.
In chapter, I have to look myself. In chapter 6. Mm-hmm.
How to effectively deal with pushy parents, clingy children, demanding people, negative bosses, and toxic friends.
That is it. And you wonder where your life goes. You're sitting talking to a friend. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And what do you think of the idea? Oh, why are you gonna do that? Why are you doing that? You will find that people who aren't doing anything, people who don't have a design for their life, people who are always sitting around drinking coffee or tea or whatever you're doing, and you're talking to them, and then in this is they say, well, if I were you, but you're not me. Well, if he was mine, he's not yours. Well, if they were my children, they are not yours. And all of these scenarios go on in our lives, and time after time after time, we will look back at the conversation and say, well, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? Why didn't I stand up? Why didn't I open my mouth? The reason you haven't done it is because you didn't think it was necessary at that point in time. But you let enough of those, you let your parents tell you what you don't need to do when you're grown. You let them do that enough, you're going to succumb to what they're saying. If you let a boss push you around enough and keep telling you that, letting you know that you don't have a voice, or taking, I have to do this little scenario too. Yeah, you have a person who will walk in a room, let's say it's a male person, a man. He will walk in a room and start talking, and okay, we weren't talking about that. Who are you talking to exactly? Who is supposed to take the time out to hear what you're saying? And you did not, and you were not specific. So if you're not specific, what in the world, why am I going to bother listening to what you were saying?
Oh my gosh.
The mentality of people, and I'm being just as general as I possibly can, because it can be very stringent, but it's just our way of just being quiet and wanting to have peace in every level in our lives. Well, I need my job. I can't tell my boss off. You can become an entrepreneur. And when you become an entrepreneur, you don't have to listen to anybody else. Now, that's why I became an entrepreneur. Right.
Hello. Okay, so I told the story a couple of times before, but last year I quit my job. And I sent them a note of why I was quitting. I'm paying them to work. They put all the hours in, okay? They asking you to do more than what they need you to do. They cut your hours back. They don't pay you enough. Then by the time you get to your job, by the time you finish your job, by the time you get home, you look at that clock, you look at the time, you're paying them to work.
Absolutely.
I told them, I said, you know what? No. Second of all, customer service. I'm a big customer service person. I believe that if, whether I'm your employee or whether I'm your boss or whether I'm the person behind the counter that's serving someone that came in the door, absolutely, everyone is a customer.
Yes.
And if you're treating me wrong, I'm not going to hang around. So I gave them a whole note. I was the top person in that division.
I know you were. And that goes without saying.
I was a top person. And I told them how to change things. Because they called me once, right before the pandemic. How are you doing this? How are you getting people to do this? How are you persuading people to sign over their power of attorney? How are you doing? I had like a 97% success rate. The 3% was the people I talked out of doing it because it wasn't going to suit them.
Yeah, see.
And so
it's called individual caring.
You have to get out of there. You have to get out.
Yeah, I could not. I was the director of stuff. Mm-hmm. And as the director of stuff, you've got to lead people, guide people, do yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that was so irritating to me, and this is why I put in negative bosses, people will steal your ideas.
Yes, they did that a lot.
And I wrote the first lead grant in Buffalo, New York. I wrote that. Gosh. I don't care what name is on anything else. I wrote it. It was my idea. The children who came into the clinic, mm-hmm, they were very ill with lead poisoning. I got with the doctors and I let them know. I said, this is what needs to happen. Mm-hmm. And well, my name is nowhere on. And it's still going on today. But my name is nowhere on. And then when I did the second one, I said, okay, if I'm not the executive director, then allow me to be the assistant. Never got a job offer. That was the day I made up my mind. No more of this.
That's right.
My ideas stay with me. They will not go to anyone else. And yeah. Will you show us how? No. Another complete sentence with a period at the end. Not doing it. But I understand because I love people. I want to see people. I want to see people have a good life. I want to see them at peace. Why am I going to be with someone or try to tell someone, just like with my document preparation, I also set up organizations, 501c3s, and I tell them, okay, this is what you can do with this. Had a woman tell me the other day, I didn't know I could do that with a 501c3. I said, because you don't read well, and she told me that's why I paid you. Because so you can tell me, which is fine.
Right.
There is so
let me ask you one question. No. Let me ask you one question, because I know we're kind of going off the subject here a little bit, but you know, you're an author, but you write grants?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Okay. But there.
The light bulb. Ding, 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 ding. Grant writer. You still do it?
For certain people, I will say that. You know, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. I really do. I really do. But the thing that people don't understand, there is so many other things out here that they can take advantage of.
Right.
And I know where those things are. Let us say that.
I got you.
And I know how to.
Well, let's get them. Let's get them. And you know, the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur, and I know that you know this, is that you don't have anyone that you have to answer to. You answer to yourself. No. And this book is an amazing thing. I can see this book being the beginning of a new life for people who read it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that was the point. That was the point. And one of the things in the book I do, before I even begin the book, I'm a great person for meanings of words. What does it mean?
Right.
A lot of books you pick up, the title is there, the information, but you get to certain things, because when I started, and I let them know before I start, I put stop. What does stop mean? Chasing. What does chasing mean? What does the mean? What does garbage mean? What does truck mean? I put the meanings in there. So when you pick up the book, before you start, you'll know the meaning of the title. Right. 99% of books don't tell you, okay, this is the name of the book, but okay, you named that because what? Right. All right, what does that exactly mean? And this is the way I train people, even in my workshops and my seminars. Okay, write it down. What does it mean, not only to you, but how are your clients going to see it? How are the people that you're serving, if you're a life coach, which I am also, how are the people that you're dealing with, how are they going to see this? And what is your end result of what are you trying to get across to them? Right. What are you trying to do? So there's just a lot to it. And when I started writing it, I was like, okay, I didn't know it was that entailed.
I gotcha. You know, I absolutely love what you're doing. I think that, you know, we are missing so many mentors now. People from when I was growing up, you know, it was just there. I didn't take advantage of it a lot because I was so young, you know what I mean? Yes. But it was like, okay, so what I mean by mentorship, it started from very young. I got in trouble at school, right? And then all my friends would tell their parents that I got in trouble from school. And on the way home, I would get beatings. Get a switch. Make sure it's not too thin, because if it breaks, you're in trouble. And it was the one word beating. You better ever. It was the syllable beat. You know what I'm talking about, right? Go get your switch. Sure do. Get the leaves off the switch and come upstairs. By the time you came upstairs, you were already like, you were in distress. You were in distress. You were already, but it showed me so many different things. Like, and then I had the mentors telling me, you know, I would sit next to the older men and they would tell me, you know, you need to wear proper clothing. You know, don't let these boys touch you in the wrong way. Absolutely. I mean, and then you would sit next to the older women and they would help do your hair. And they would tell you presentation is key, and you know, the way you carry yourself. I mean, all these things. What happened to these women and these men? This is why I do what I do. What happened? And that's why I love your book, because I can see that in your book, that mentorship in your book. Look, if no one likes you, it's because you're doing something that they want to do and they're just jealous of you. That's just the way it was back in the day. But that was what I got. It was like, she don't like you? Too bad. That's too bad. Why you want her to like you? Why you hanging around her? You see where I'm coming from?
I get
the answer I got.
One of the things too that I talk about is the fact that when you deny your uniqueness, it's an insult to your creator. There's the cop. Come back, yeah.
I'm here.
But there's so many people that want to be a carbon copy of someone else. Mm-hmm. But if you have been made unique, you are a unique being in and of yourself. I love your personality. I love your forthrightness. I love your outgoingness. All of that is great. Now, if you were to mimic someone else, well, where did Yaya go?
Exactly.
And okay, I made you to be like this because that was my thought as your creator. That's why I made you who you are.
That's right.
So, and you decide to get on one of these social media platforms and look like someone else, act like someone else, grow, well, anyway, to be like another person. And that's fraudulent.
Yeah.
And people don't understand it's fraudulent. Why do I want to present a fraudulent carbon copy when I can be unique in and of myself and use my uniqueness to take me to where I'm supposed to be?
Wow.
I don't want, I don't care what they look like. I don't care what they sound like. I don't care what they say. I don't want to be, oh my goodness, like anyone. I'm not getting implants, facelifts. But I am going to get some new teeth because my jaw is causing me a problem. But other than that, I love me. Mm-hmm. I love me. And until we get to that place where when you're in a relationship, someone's going to tell you, well, I don't like that dress on you. Well, you don't need to borrow it because it will clash with your eyes. So that I don't like the color. Oh, okay, that's fine. And if this was another setting, I would tell you what my 3 F's are. If you're not doing this for me, if you're not doing this for me, and if you're not doing this, you don't have anything to say about anything I'm doing in my life.
That's right.
Nothing at all.
That's right.
But we will take a relationship. We get into a new relationship. And we do everything we can. Our house, we have the carpets clean, we paint the walls, we put up new curtains, buy new towels, we go take cooking classes, we do all of this to please somebody. And then the person comes and they're gone, and you there like, you gotta clean the car, you clean the house, you gotta clean the bed, or what, well, anyway. And you have to do all of that, and they're gone. And then when you see them the next day at work, or Monday at work, they don't even acknowledge you. They don't even acknowledge you there. It's like, well,
hello,
okay.
hello.
Well, you're not speaking to me today. Well, if they're talking to someone else, you get mad at them because they're speaking to someone else. Well, was this an exclusive relationship? If it wasn't, why are you angry? Exactly. If no papers were signed, no words were said, it's carte blanche still. Mm-hmm. And well, I'm just dating, and I'm just dating because I'm just dating because I need. Okay, did it work out for you? No. Mm. Well, I'm just dating again. Well, how many of these things do you have to go through? Are you that slow of a learner? Really? That's why on the front of the book, are you deaf, dumb, blind, or just plain stupid?
Yeah. Oh my God.
You didn't hear it. You didn't see it. You didn't. I have a diagram in my book that's very important to me because I'm an HIV counselor. Mm-hmm. And I have a diagram in my book. And in the book, it has this diagram that it's like a DNA diagram.
Right.
And you start out with, let's just say the person's name is Jack at the top. Uh-huh. And then you have Susie and you have Sally. And then with them, you have one has 2 more encounters and the other one has 4. And then you keep going down. And by the time you get to the end, It is, and people are wondering, I don't know why this happened. I don't know why all this disease is running around. Is because Tom and Sally went to the top of the hill, and everybody else came down. So it's not hard. It is not rocket science. It's really, it is not rocket science. But all that goes on in life.
Yes, it does.
All goes on in life.
Wow. And I was just thinking, the impersonation thing is big. Okay. So, you don't want to be someone else. You do want to be your unique self. When I was acting back in my 20s, I went to my last audition, and I'm going to tell you why I went to my last. And this is going to really, really hit home for your book. I believe this is in your book because I believe your book is that mentorship. And this is the moment that I realized that I was unique and that no one else will ever claim my uniqueness or claim me. They told me after my audition that I was very good, but I'm too dark.
No.
But wait, hold on a second. I'm too dark. But listen to this. One person who is a people pleaser or someone that doesn't have that stamina and that love for themselves will go out and bleach their skin.
Yes.
So that they can get lighter and then go back and say, hey, I made myself lighter. Am I good now? Trying to gain them as the approval for their lives.
Yes.
But I looked at them and said, I'm too dark. And what do you want me to do about that, darling? You want me to what? Lighten my skin or something? I said, you know what? This is going to be the last audition I have.
Absolutely.
I said, and soon enough, you will be coming to me.
Yeah.
And here I am today.
Yes.
Dark, still the same color. I haven't bleached my skin. I haven't done anything else to my hair. I haven't done, because you have to realize, and that's this book. That is your book, Miss Gloria. That is your book. You have to realize that you have a destiny. And a lot of times the doors that are closed are the doors that are supposed to stay closed.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, my goodness.
And I think that your book hit it right on, like the hammer on the nail. You're not missing anything.
This is
it. This is the book. Yeah.
Well, I thank you for that vote of confidence in the book, or for my book, and you are right on point, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. All the negative little nuances that are floating around. Let's get over that, and let's get about the creativity. Where did your creativity go? If you're with someone, if you want to be someone else, and that, fine. Okay, but you cannot take on their creative being. You cannot take on that piece of them. So if you want to be creative, you stay you, and you will get downloads in your DNA of exactly what you're supposed to do. And I know it's a fact. I know it's a fact. But if you're clouding, there's a joke that I told during one of my sermons. A woman, she stepped out in the street and she got hit by a bus. Went to heaven. And she got there, and the Lord asked her, he said, well, this is kind of premature. So I'm going to give you will live until you're 105. Send her back to earth. She got back to earth, and she said, well, since I'm going to live that long, she got a facelift. She got a body lift. She got implants everywhere she needed to get them. She had Botox everywhere she needed to get it. And she said, since I'm going to look like I think I'm supposed to look. And came out of the place and got hit by another bus and killed. She got to heaven. And she said, and she's fussing with the Lord. You told me that I had at least 55, 60 more years. You told me that. And he looked at her, he said, baby, I didn't recognize you. The thought to that is, keep your uniqueness so you will know how to recognize you. See, a lot of people get to the place they can't recognize themselves. Yeah. And that's a sad commentary. Definitely. Very sad commentary.
Definitely. And I don't ever want to get to that point. That's why I do what I do. And I love when people come like you, Miss Gloria. You're here on the show. You're telling people about your book that can change their lives and help them love themselves. Now, I like chapter 10. Who loves your baby? Hello, tell me about that. Okay, because I know I love me. And a lot of people, oh, you're so stuck up. Yeah, yeah. I'm not actually stuck up. I had to go through a lot. I had to go through a lot of soul searching and a lot of, you're too dark. You're too this. You're not skinny enough. You're too, you're not fat enough. I mean, you don't have it all in the right place. You know what? They can all stuff it. They can just all stuff it. You can go stuff it. You can just you go your way and leave me alone. You know what I mean? Just bye. Just bye as a complete sentence. Bye. Okay.
Well, this is in the beginning, and we're on chapter 10. Right. And in the beginning of the book, I put my quote right under my interviews, and where I say, thorns may grow on the stem, but the rose still blooms. Mm-hmm. Now, in chapter 10, I talk about be yourself and be satisfied. And people, well, yeah, we know that. But what is satisfaction really? What is satisfaction to you as an individual? And the reason we become dissatisfied is, as we've spoken before, we're always trying to please someone else, to be someone else, to do something else. We are never satisfied with who we are, because mainstream media has made us desire, whatever media it is, and it's all mainstream now, whatever media it is, wants us to not think, well, but who told you that that's how we're supposed to be? Where did you get the idea from that I can't be myself and be satisfied? Who are you to tell me that I'm too dark, too fat, too light, too thin, too thick, hair is too kinky, too long, too nail? I have heard it all. Believe me, I have heard it all. And when I put this in there, who loves you, baby? I love me, baby.
That's right.
That's where I am. I love me. And when we can look in the mirror and be exact about how we feel about ourselves, that's when we can move ahead. As long as we want, well, I have to get some Botox in my behind because someone thinks that I have a flat rear end. Then tell them don't look at it. We can have one person in our lives say something to us and we'll change the whole scenario. Because one person, I tell people, consider the source that you're getting this from. Look at the source who is telling you what they're telling you. I have had people, I know how to make $10,000 an hour, okay? I can teach people how to do that.
I want to learn. Hello.
and it is so simple that when people have come to my course and sat there, and I had one woman sitting there looking at me like, and she told her friend, she said, did you just heard did you just hear that? She said, why have we not been doing this? I said, because you didn't think it was worthwhile. That's why. Wow. Everything that people do, if you are doing what you're doing, the money has always been there. It's us talking ourselves out of our greatness that has caused us the problems. Wow. We talk ourselves out of greatness. And think, why would I care what someone else's opinion is? And they're broke as a church mouse. Well, that's a bad analogy, but
I don't know if a church mouse is broke. I mean, we bring plenty of food into that place. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But you look at their life, and their life is so messed up. But yet they have everything that they can tell you how you're supposed to live and what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do and what you're supposed to say, what you're not supposed to say, what you're supposed to wear, and all of that. And that for me, I love me. That's who loves me, baby. And I am not.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not settling for anything else.
Miss Gloria, man, I am telling you, we could be here for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
We could be here for I don't know how long, because there's just so much missing in this new generation. And no matter what you do as generation, whatever generation you come from, X, Y, Z, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can tell them, but they're not going to listen. And I think it's because they had more than than we had. You know,
Absolutely.
they had the cell phone, they got the computer, they got this, they got that. But
Yes.
when I was growing up, the computer came in, we were like, what is this atrocity? Why are we staying inside? Who said we could? What is this? I'm going outside to play. Hello, snow sliding down the thing, going into, I mean, you come home and you're dirty and wet and soaked from just playing in dirty snow or playing in the mud pies. You got your mom's dishes outside. I mean, literally, this was something that we did. And I was like, why are we staying inside again? What is
And
this? So, I mean, we learned so much from just playing outside with
yes,
each other. So
yes,
now these kids are not doing that. And I think that this book is going to help change the life of a lot of people. I mean, because it's going to bring you back to who you really truly should be. And,
yes.
you know, you can be quick on your feet. Somebody says something to you, you'd be like, what? Excuse me, did I ask you? Hello, bye. No. Okay. To me, that's just like saying, okay, I already know who I am and you can't interfere with that. So who are you again? And did I
Yes.
ask you?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Well,
You know,
you read the entire book.
yeah,
You read
that's
it
it.
in
That's
a
it. But
nutshell.
there's so many people that need to do that. And they also need to tune into your TV station on your weekly TV station on Roku and Amazon Fire. So you have Gloria's TV channel is TYLB.TV. That's TYLB.TV. And she airs weekly on Amazon Fire and Roku. You've got to tune into that. And also she has her book. It's Stop Chasing the Garbage Truck. Now, let me just reiterate what's in the garbage truck. We all know what's in the garbage truck, right? So why would you chase it? You put your garbage out, they collect it, they leave.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
pick it back up again.
That's it.
Okay? Are you deaf, dumb, blind, or just plain stupid? Okay.
That's a question. That is the question of the hour.
And that is the question of the hour. And I am telling you, Miss Gloria, I think you've answered every single question. And I love it. Like I said, we could be here all day because there's just so many different things that we could talk about. But get yourself interested in this book. Go check this book out. We're going to put the link in the description box below, but her book is on Amazon.com. We'll even have it in our book club on Amazon. That's Amazon.com/shop/Yaya Diamond. You can go and I will put it in there today.
Oh.
It'll be there so you can get it easily. But you can also just go ahead and type in her name, or you can type in the book. It doesn't matter. Get the book. Just get the book. Okay, because like literally, I think that a lot of us are deaf, a lot of us are dumb, a lot of us are blind, and a lot of us have gone really stupid. All right, I'm just gonna say it. So, Miss Gloria, thank you so much for being on the show. And I mean, literally, we got so much to talk about after this show is done. I don't even think we're gonna be done. And I'm so happy that I'm just so happy you were on the show. Thank you so much.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity, and with you and what you're doing for the nation, it is a total blessing. You definitely keep up what you're doing, and I will definitely be following you. I told you I was binging.
I heard that.
Got on, yeah, and I was just binging, and it's so much interesting information. It's just there, and you're putting it out for everybody.
Hold up, I got something for you. Give me a second. So Miss Gloria was like, I love earrings. I absolutely love earrings. So Miss Gloria, you need to give me your address because these 2 earrings are yours.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm sending these to you.
Oh,
I know you love earrings, and they
yes.
really reiterate. So this one here is beautiful, and it says I'm strong. And all kinds of different things. And this one here is just a beautiful, and this is yours. So these are yours, and all you got to do is give me your address and I'm going to send them to you. Listen, I mean, you know, when we have people in our lives that help us get past ourselves and our insecurities, you need to treat them like gold. You just don't know when people are going to be gone. And then what do? Then you spiral back down into your little hole of existence. What, you burrow yourself? What are you, a muskrat? I mean, get the heck out of the hole. Okay.
Yes.
Be dark, be white, be blonde, be whatever. Okay.
Yeah. But don't be in the hole.
Live the life that you know you deserve.
Absolutely.
And when people try to change your mind about something that you've already made up your mind about, tell them no.
That's right.
It's a complete sentence. Just say
it's a complete sentence.
Now, what I say, and this Miss Gloria, she can get this, right? So people talk to me all the time and they're like, oh, this and that and the other, and you should do this and that and the other. And I'm sitting there going, and then, oh yeah, and I go, okay. That is my answer. You know why I say okay? I'm like, okay, because you know I'm not gonna do that, right?
That's where I am.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're telling me what I need to do. What's your plan?
Right.
And that's what I ask people.
I just say okay. Just smile.
And that's wonderful. And your smile is so radiant and so beautiful.
Thank you. So I smile. Yes. And a lot of people know when they get the smile, they know, oh, Yaya's not listening. Because I smile.
And yes.
And I go, you poor little thing. You really think you're going to bless your heart.
But they no, that's what you say when you see an ugly baby. Anyway.
Bless you. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
They're going to be so smart.
Mm-hmm. Oh. No.
This has been,
I already know.
Such a joy.
That's right. Enjoy your life. Do what you love to do. You know, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anyone else.
That's right.
And you're fulfilling the plan that you know that has been implanted in you from birth. Do that. Yes. And if you have a problem with finding yourself, finding anything to grab a hold of, make sure you're tuning into that TV station with Miss Gloria. We're going to put all that information in the description box below so that you have no mistake as to where you need to go to be mentored, to get out of the burrow that you've built for yourself. You are not a muskrat.
No.
Okay. You do not dig holes. You live 6 feet over.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But you know, a rut is nothing but a grave with the dirt kicked out. That's all a rut is.
Come on.
And that's where a lot of people are. Now, I want to say about my TV channel. I need to say this as a disclaimer. It is on. However, it still has to be. I still have to upload the content.
Gotcha. I got you. Well, see, that's where I can help you out.
Okay.
All right. So, see, we're gonna help each other out. We got to go.
Okay.
We got things to talk about. But I want to thank you guys again so much for tuning in, and don't forget to dare to be different. Bye, guys. Bye. Just bye. Until next time. Bye, guys.